right?
Yeah.
That's very good. So I think so you'll understand Tableau very easily. Anyway, so first and foremost, Tableau is a visualization, data visualization software. So that everybody knows. I mean, right? Tableau is a data visualization software. Everybody knows it. There is no surprise in it. Now, apart from that, we can even write queries in Tableau. We have a feature called as new custom SQL, right? So you can write queries also in Tableau. So that is also there. And not just writing queries, you can use it as a reporting tool also. That is, you can pull the data and keep the data in Tableau. So just for the sake of a better audience, can somebody go on mute? Okay. So you can use it as a reporting tool also. GoToMeeting is very, very sensitive, right? So I don't know, even if I breathe loudly here, you can hear me very loudly, right? You observe that through the demo, you will get to know. So, right? You heard a sound? That's a very, very minor here, but other side you can hear it very loudly. So that's how sensitive it is. Anyway, so you can use it as a reporting tool also, but Tableau is not meant for reporting. Tableau is not meant for just writing queries. The most important part in Tableau is analysis. Analysis is the most important piece. Why we are going for a visualization software like Tableau. There are some visualization softwares who are purely for developing charts. That's all. They can't do advanced calculations, analytics, analysis. All those things are not there. But Tableau, you can do analytics, you can do analysis also. That's why Tableau is leading in the market. If you see from right last 4 years or so. But coming to the point, what is analysis? Right. So what is analysis? So analytics and analysis, there is a minor difference, which I'll tell you when we start. But right now, what is analysis is? For example, so since Christopher already worked, let's say you take a scenario. So your client will come to you. Let's say he's working for some banking or retail, right? Any business. He comes to you and says, I want to understand my sales, right? What do you, it's a very generic statement, right? We don't get requirements like that, right? It's a very generic statement, high level. But if you have worked with the leaders, that's how leaders will ask you. So I've been working with client directly, so that's why so got to know that. So what happens is it will go to 3-4 levels. By the time it comes from a leadership level, from a CEO or somebody to, right, a developer, it goes to a lot of changes. So they will say that, okay, I want to understand what's happening with my sales. That means you want to understand, right, not just pulling sales by region, sales by time period. That's what we do in reporting, right? So in SSRS or anything, what you will do, maybe I don't know whether you create cubes before that, but generally, right, you will pull the data from a SQL server. So, and you'll connect to that, you'll develop right SSRS report and you'll give to user. How you'll do it? You'll pull in some sales by region, sales by time period, such kind of things, and give it to user. Say that, okay, this is what happened from last 6 months or 1 year. Good. This is what happened. That's fine. But the guy who is sitting on the top, he can understand the business properly. He know how to sell the products, but he doesn't know Tableau or he doesn't know, right, SSRS, all these things. What is he expecting out of this output is, what should I do in next 6 months? Should I increase my inventory? Should I not increase my inventory? What products I should sell? How the market is changing? That's analysis part for you. How can I take such decisions? So for example, so if you pull in the same sales like that, it will be like that. But if you apply some trend analysis to it, okay, so if you see here, during the Christmas seasons, the sales is increasing in US. We have that, right, Black Friday, all that. So this is from last 3 years, right? People are buying lot amount of TVs due to discount prices. So we have to keep good inventory of TVs, right, by year end. So you go to the vendor and you talk to the vendor. So such kind of decision making, it happens in my real time. I'm not telling you any story. That's how we take decisions. Whenever we want to create a product, we will do analysis of that product, how the sales is happening in the market, how we should design that product, and how we should place it in the store also. To that level, we'll do analysis and analytics in my organization. So we'll decide how to design the product also. Each and everything, how much the width of the cap should be, how many threads, you know that threads will be there right at the top when you scroll the tab, right, cap. So even that threads also will design it, will do analysis on it. You believe it or not, we'll do it. And every company is doing it, not my this company, that company. Every company in US, they are doing it. not even in Europe. They are doing it only in US to that extent. Anyway, so such kind of analysis is expected out of a Tableau developer here or a Tableau visualization software, so that they can take decisions based on the data. Right, that kind of analysis is expected. That kind of analysis can be done using Tableau. You can apply trend lines, you can apply forecasting, you can tell your client, okay, this is what is happening from last 6 months or 1 year. This is what will happen in next 2 to 3 months. You should increase your inventory, you should decrease your inventory. Number of customers walking into the store is decreasing day by day because we are not selling the latest products. Such kind of analysis you can do. That's more important right nowadays than just pulling out data. You can just pull out the data, right, using Hadoop, Hive, anything you can do. Pulling out data, of course, that's pretty obvious. But analysis is the most important piece. That's why people are moving towards visualization softwares, right, compared to right traditional way of pulling out data, right? Now, exploration of data, so known question, unknown question. That is, for example, you can drill down, drill through all those things can be done from a summary level to a detail level. So in Tableau by using action filters, so that can also be done. Okay. Now, Tableau's history, most important piece. Why? Because many people are thinking that Tableau is there in market from last 3 years or 4 years. That's all. So many people know that okay, Tableau started from 7 version. No, it's not that. Tableau started from 1. Tableau is there in market from last 14 years. It's not just 1-2 years. It's 14 years, 1-4. For first time, Tableau desktop version 1 is introduced in 2004. In 2004. Later on, of course, they have been releasing the versions 1, 2, 3, 4, 2005, 2006, like that. They have been releasing the versions. But until 2010, 2011, nobody even looked at Tableau. Nobody knows that Tableau, there is a software called as Tableau. Why? Because initial days it was not a visualization software. They were targeting Microsoft softwares like PPT, right? I mean, Word, such kind of things, right? And unfortunately, it was a big target for them. They were never able to reach that, but they ended up as a visualization software. So if you see 5 version, 4 version, there were not even cards were not there. So even cards were not there. So they were just drag and dropping dimension measures. That's all it is. Nothing else was there. Even charts also, that many charts were not there, right? So until 2010, 2011, nobody knows that Tableau is there. That is until 6th version. So that's when many companies started doing POCs, Tableau and ClickView simultaneously. ClickView picked up in the market. In those days, I mean 2011, 2012, ClickView was the leading software in visualization space. So every company first went for ClickView. And what happened with ClickView is they didn't change themselves, I mean, right, immediately. A lot of problems were there, but still people were using it, but they didn't change themselves. What Tableau did, they immediately grabbed the opportunity. They released a 7, 8 version also, and within 2 years, 9 version also. They kept on changing themselves, and they came up all these advanced concepts, analytics, analysis, right? I mean, reference lines, clusters, correlation queries. So all these things they came up. That's what impressed the many customers, right? So, right from 2013 April onwards, that is 8 version is introduced into market. From there on, there is no looking back for Tableau. They are leading in Gartner survey continuously, right? It was never even second. From last 4 years or 4.5 years, it has leading in the Gartner survey continuously. 2013 April 8 version is released. 2015 April 9 version is released. 2016 April 10 version is released. Later on, of course, 10.1, 10.2, 10.3. Now 10.5 is available in the market. So you can see here. Just now we had a class context filter. So here you see, right? So 10.5 is released just for 2 weeks back. Just for 2 weeks back. Anybody who is registered will get a notification. So in a mail also. So there are only 3 changes in it, 10.5 compared to 10.4, but it is really just 2 weeks back. That's right history about Tableau. Why we need to know history? What this guy is talking in demo. In most of the interviews in US, right, everybody will go with some 4 years, 5 years experience, right? That's pretty obvious in US. I'll keep it honest, dude. I'll teach only Tableau technical. I'll not teach moral stories. Okay. I'll teach only what is working out in the market. Okay. So everybody will go with some experience, 4 years, 5 years, right? So when you go with 4 years, 5 years experience, right? Just 4 hours back, I had a proxy. That guy did this. He told that I worked in 2015 on, right, so 9 version, right, even before 9 version. So he told that May, right, 2015. But when is 9 version released? April 2015. Within 1 month, they installed 9 version and he has worked on the latest version. Right? 10 version, he started working in 2015 end itself. In his resume, all these mistakes are there. Right? So such kind of mistakes you don't do in interview also. The most frequently asked interview question is, what are the differences between different versions? Right? What are the differences between different versions? So all those differences we will see with each topic. In that topic, what features were there in 8 version, what features were there in 9 version, what came up with 10 version. So all these things we will see in detail. Okay. So that's important. That's why I talked about version numbers and versions. Because many people, the other side of the interview, they don't know what is Tableau, but still they are asking questions. Right? Without, right, I mean, if you tell the version numbers wrongly, it will be there directly there. So you will get caught immediately. So don't do that. I've seen in many resumes, directly I can say this guy is not, right? So you don't do such kind of mistakes. Now, what exactly is the difference between a reporting and a visualization? For example, you have data like this. You created a cube or you pull the data directly from SQL Server, whatever it is, right? So you'll pull the data in the form of Excel or PDF. In SSR also, you will do the same thing, right? But you will format it in the form of 3 formatting options will be there, I think, right? So you'll format it and you'll give it to user, right, Christopher? So
yeah.
let's say you gave it in the output in the form of Excel or PDF like this in any reporting. What problem you'll face, you'll give to your client. Let's say you have only 2000 rows, only 2000 rows, right? Now you'll give it to a client. Your client will come back and tell you, yeah, report is good, but I want to understand the relationship between population and refining nation, just 2 fields in case. What you will do? How will you understand the relationship? Right? You have to sit on that data and see where it is growing, where it is coming down. So is it directly proportional, not directly proportional? It will take time, right? So until 2010, 2011, there is a generic scenario. I mean, you can see in the internet also. Until 2010, 2011, not many CEOs used their own company data. They didn't use their own company data. It's not due to lack of trust or belief or something like that. It's that they don't have technology which can process that data and help them understand the data. Only if you understand the data, then only you can take decisions, right? There is nothing wrong with the traditional reporting tools like business objects or SSRS or MicroStrategy, all these things. It's only that, I mean, right, that's all you can do in those days. But now, advancement of technology came in, that is visualization softwares, using which, so you can understand the data in a better way. So just today I had all these charts. Anyway, so I'll create a new chart for you. Now, so what I'll do is I'll create a simple chart and tell you how easy it is to understand the data, right? So using a visualization software, you see this is a line chart, right? I'll keep this same in an Excel format. Let's say in Excel format, it will go like this, the same data. So I'll keep it like this. What do you understand? Can you tell me what is the minimum value, what is the maximum value immediately without doing any calculation or anything? Or can you tell me when it is growing and when it is coming down? Just by seeing like this, can you tell me that? It's not easy, right? It's not that easy. You have to spend good amount of time on that. You need at least to spend 20-25 minutes here, right? Whereas this one, can you tell me which is the minimum value straight away? This one, right? Why do you need to spend too much time? Which is the lowest one? That's obviously the right least value. For example, can you tell me when it is growing, when it is coming down? Yes, by seeing the line chart, you can say here it is growing, again suddenly it is coming down. Right? You don't need to spend too much amount of time to understand the data. Right? So if you see here, for example, right? So you are seeing, I mean, right, line is going up and down. In layman words, right? Line is going up and down. You don't need to spend too much time. You can say that this chart or the sales is highly inconsistent. It is not gradual increase or it is not that gradual decrease. Nothing is happening gradually. Everything is happening suddenly. So sales is suddenly falling down, suddenly going up. That means it is highly inconsistent. right? Okay, sales is highly inconsistent, right? So now, what about my profit? What is happening with my profit? Directly you can drag and drop, right? And understand the data. Of course, later on I'll tell you all those details, how to do that, all that. But right now you can see that profit by seeing the color, right? You can say that profit line is directly proportional to sales line. They're going hand in hand. So if sales increases, profit increases. If sales go down, profit goes down. That means I want to increase my business means I should focus on my sales. So I should make my sales consistent. Later on, you can apply, right, trend lines, forecasting, reference lines, all these things, and we can understand how many points are above average, how many points are below average, how many points are increasing, right, towards growth side, how many points are downside. So all these things we can understand. But this basic thing, you don't need to understand, right, too much time, right? That's the advantage, right, of a visualization software compared to traditional way of pulling out data, right? So that's how it is. So now, so that's why visualization softwares are better than reporting. I'll keep it simple. For example, you take movies like Lord of the Rings, Bahubali, the latest thing, and before that, we had Harry Potter, right? All these big movies. Every movie is created from a book only, right? But how many people are reading the books, right? As simple as it is, that's a human psychology. So we will understand the visualizations faster compared to reading or compared to reading the data, right? That's why PPTs became famous, right? That's why I'm showing a PPT, right? So visualization softwares are good, so that is fine. But why Tableau? We have ClickView, we have Power BI. So I don't know whether Christopher explored Power BI or not. So we have Power BI, we have Lumira, right? So all these things are there, right? Domo, DataGen, ClickView, so Spotfire. So 10 to 15 visualization softwares are there in the market. But why only Tableau, right? So I have not explored Power BI. Yes, tell me, Christopher.
Actually, in my team, so we compared Power BI and Tableau. But like certain things, I mean, like when my lead was discussing about certain things, right? So he said that like Tableau is the leading provider, and like the license cost even it's like $2,000 in US. So and I mean like even the company is not even compromising on the cost because the tool is such a big hit, and they're saying like they cannot even reduce cost even if you buy 100 license or 1,000 license for a company. So it's like every team has to spend that money to get license. $2,000 just for one license.
Yes. So I'll tell you what, honestly speaking, why it is leading, it will help you to avoid usage of other softwares, right? So for example, a Tableau, what they did latest feature. So you can connect to spatial data here, spatial file. By connecting to a spatial file, you can go for clusters and you can go for, right, correlations, functions, advanced calculations, all those things you can do. That means that you don't need to depend on Alteryx, right? So one software gone. So if you have Tableau, you can do both visualization and at the same time spatial analytics. You can generate maps. So all these things you can do in a single visualization software now, right? So such kind of advantage with every version. Why they are releasing the versions very often? You see 10.4, 10.5, hardly 1.5 months, 2 months gap is there, right? So due to lack of time, I didn't install 10.5, but it came 2 weeks back. But before that, 10.4 came just 2 months, 2 months or 3 months gap is there. That's all. And the gap between 10.3 and 10.4 is also hardly not more than 6 months. They are releasing new version. With every release of new version, they are adding some new feature which is there, right, in some other software, so that you can avoid that software totally. That kind of advantages are there in Tableau. So for example, you can write R analytical formulas also in Tableau. Yes, by integrating. That's all it is. So that's how cool Tableau is. That's what I observed. All these things, of course, I should not tell you in demo, but since you already know what is Power BI, you already did comparison. That's why I'm talking. So if you are looking for exact comparison, that's how it is. If you saw in table calculations, we have script functions, right? Those script functions are not there in anything. We have reg expressions. Reg expressions, if you see now, people are using it in Python for advanced modeling techniques. They are using it. Tableau can use reg expressions also, but no other visualization software can do that kind of advanced things. In Domo or something, you can't
Any
even
question?
convert a time. Tell me.
So you are saying that we can write regular expressions in that calculated field?
Yes. Yes.
Because
It is
when I
there
tried,
inbuilt.
okay, because when I tried to create a report in Tableau, so I see the expressions same as SSRS, but I don't know if you can write regular expressions or not.
It is there. It is there, and you don't need it. First of all, we have an inbuilt function called as split. So just by dragging and dropping, you can write. So read the data. So data interpreter is there. If you connect while connecting to the source itself, there is something called as data interpreter. You tried that?
No. I just tried connecting to SQL Server and I just tried, like creating a report and a dashboard and all.
Mm-hmm. So like that, advanced features are there in Tableau, right? Just by dragging and dropping, and no coding at all, right? So that's why Tableau is right leading. So that's why no comparison with other visualization softwares. Other visualization softwares are just focusing on visualizations only. If you see in Domo and Power BI, I don't know how many charts are there. There should be definitely more charts than what Tableau is having. They are focusing only on charts. Domo has almost 25, 30, not even 30, 40, 50 charts are there. Apart from that, it cannot do anything else, right? So that's the problem with other visualization software. They are purely focusing on charts only. So Spotfire is focusing only on 3D charts. So that's the problem. So that's how it is. But Tableau is doing all these things in advanced things. It is doing in Tableau itself, right? Anyway, so coming to the point. So the most important reason why Tableau is leading in Gartner survey or every customer is going for Tableau is due to in-memory concept. It can process the data faster than any other, right? So any other software, visualization software can do, because due to in-memory concept, it can pull the data and keep the data in Tableau itself, and can process the data faster than most of the competitors can do. Tableau is the first visualization software which has introduced in-memory concept in visualization space. Hadoop, Hive, those things are there already, but in visualization space, Tableau has done that. Cost effective. So Tableau will provide you two types of licenses. So you talked about just licenses right now. So I don't know what kind of license you went for. So we have two types of license. One is user based and other one is core based. So I don't think other Power BI is providing you core based license. They will be providing you user based license. Any software will do it. That means if you have 100 users, let's say 50 are sitting in US and 50 are sitting in India, and so at any point of time, due to time zone difference, only 50 users will be logging in, right? So only 50 users will be logging in. So you need to have a core based license which can cater to 50 users only. You don't need to go for 100 user licenses, which will save plenty of time, or sorry, plenty of money. So that's kind of advantages are there in Tableau licensing. And apart from that, we have different things like unlicensed publishers, right? Viewer permissions, all those things are there. So that will also save you a lot of money. So you need to have an internet connection. So if you just have internet connection, you can see the dashboards anywhere, right? So everywhere you can see the dashboards. You don't need to have specifically download the Tableau server, or you don't need to connect Tableau server also. You can see the dashboards in Tableau Reader also, right? That can also be done. Now, so these two are the important reasons why Tableau is right leading, and that's what you told, right? So you went up with the Tableau license, right? So that's how it is. Other things like a Tableau is easy, anybody can learn Tableau. All these things are pretty obvious. It's all for developers. Okay. So yes. So security. Security, we have three levels of authentications in Tableau. So when we see server, we will see that. Now, VisQL. VisQL stands for Visualization Query Language. So VisQL stands for Visualization Query Language. VisQL is a server process which will be there in the backend. We will not see it. We need not see it first of all. So VisQL is a visualization query language which will be there in the backend. Now, what the specialty of it is a patented technology of Tableau. It will convert the data directly into visualizations. Whereas other tools, what they do is they format the data to look like a chart. A special best example is MicroStrategy. They will format the data. That means you are using all your formatting options in the background itself, right? So you don't have much formatting options in the front end. So using VSQL, right, it will just convert the data directly into visualizations. It is not using any formatting options in the backend. That's why you have plenty of formatting options. Believe me, no other software is having that. You take visualization tool, reporting tool, anything, no other software in the industry currently doesn't have that many formatting options. It has that many formatting options. Each individual cell can be colored differently using Tableau, right? That can be done in Tableau, right? Plenty of formatting options are there. Now, that's why Tableau is an intuitive drag and drop interface. Yes, tell me, Christopher. Okay, so that's why Tableau is an intuitive drag and drop interface. Now, how you can connect to any source? You can connect to any source in two ways. Direct connect to fast databases, that is always there. So that is a routine thing. But in-memory is special to Tableau. So you can pull the data from any source and keep the data in Tableau itself, so that, right, the processing of data will happen in Tableau only without depending on any third-party source, right? So that is the advantage of in-memory. So still we have better advantage when we see extract, we will see that. Blending is combining data from two different data sources. It is not joining. It is not joining. It is combining data. So combining data from two different data sources. So this concept is there from long time. It was introduced, I mean, even in business objects also, you can combine the data from two different data sources. But what is the specialty in Tableau? Without any coding, without any temporary tables, without creation of old files, all that, you can combine the data. That's the advantage of blending here, right? So that is the advantage of blending. So you can combine the data and show it without any coding, just by dragging and dropping. That's specialty in Tableau. Databasing architecture. So, right, Sandhya. So this is how it is. Basics, right? I mean, customer might know it already. So whenever you walk into any retail store, whenever you go to ATM, you go to bank, you do a transaction, or in your mobile only, you will buy some, right, retail products or anything, or you will do some, you will go to some app, you will buy something. All that day-to-day operations data will be here. All that day-to-day operations data will be here. So data will be generated from different sources. So you will do transaction on mobile, you will do transaction on your personal mission, you will do transactions in your right in a store, you will do transactions somewhere else. All those transactions will just flow into ETL, right? So ETL will pull the data from different sources. It will clean the data. It will format it properly. It will structure the data properly, and it will load the data into data warehouse, right? So at this stage itself, it will create a temporary, right, of flags kind of things, fields, calculations, date formats, all those things will be taken care here. After loading data into data warehouse, from there you will pull the data into BI tools. So you'll pull the data into BI tools. That's what you do, right? So you'll pull the data into Tableau, right? I mean, BI tools, I mean, there are plenty of BI tools, hundreds of them. So you will pull the data into BI tools. That is what happens. Same architecture, but what I'm doing here, I'm just mentioning the latest tools, technologies, that's all it is, right? So you can see here, these are all databases. From here, you pull the data into, right? Mute. So now, here, again, the same architecture. I just mentioned what is happening latest from last 6 months, 1 year. So this is how it is. So Hadoop, right? Everywhere Hadoop is there. These are all Hadoop technologies, right? So big data sources. So that is how it is. Tableau also can connect to social networking websites. So somebody has to mute. There is a lot of disturbance. So Tableau, right? It can connect to social networking websites. So social networking websites, in the sense, it can connect to Facebook, Twitter, such kind of things, right? So it can connect to social networking websites also, but in real time, that is more of a hypothetical situation. No company will keep their data in Twitter or Facebook. That's not at all possible. So nobody will do it. But just for the sake of hype, or many companies are doing that. So if you want to connect, you can connect, but use, there is no use in real time. Okay. Now these are all the products in Tableau. So somebody has to mute. So at the top here, there will be a mic, right? In that mic, you have to click. So it will just mute. Okay. Now, Tableau Desktop, most important product. So all your development will be done in Tableau Desktop only. So this is Tableau Desktop. So you see here, I've been creating a lot of sheets from previous class. So we are seeing charts there. So that's why. So all the development you create, worksheets, dashboards, workbooks, charts, visualizations, whatever you call it, all are same. Okay. Don't think that they're all different. They're all same almost. So what all you create, you will create it at right desktop only. So after development in desktop, then you will send it to server. That means you will save them in the server. Server is a web page interface. Nowadays you see everybody is using a web page interface only, right? So that's where you will keep all your development, that is workbooks or dashboards, whatever you create, you will keep it there so that others can log into server and see it. That is the purpose of Tableau server. Next is Tableau Reader. Tableau Reader is just for viewing purpose, just for only seeing. You cannot edit anything. You cannot even change filters there. Okay, only for seeing. Okay, completely free. Just an app kind of thing. You can just download and start using it immediately. Tableau Public. For all those people who can't afford Tableau desktop or server, but still want to learn what Tableau is, want to know what Tableau can do, what Tableau cannot do, such kind of things, you can use Tableau Public, completely free, right? So you can learn Tableau from there. Now, Tableau Online is there, completely cloud environment. You will pull everything online, you will share everything online, right? You will develop everything online. So nothing to install in your machine. Completely cloud environment nowadays, right? Cloud. Now, so just like how Google Drive is, right? I don't know whether you observed it or not. Google Photos, it is a cloud one, right? So what all Google does, it does in mostly in cloud only. If you delete it, so Google from your Google Photos or anything, it will be there in your backup, right? In the cloud technology. Only if you connect to internet, you can see the photos. I don't know whether you observed it or not. The same thing I'm talking about here also. Technology is same, but the way we do it different. Tableau Mobile. So Tableau Mobile means, right, everything, right, you can see the dashboards on the fly in your mobile and you can take decisions, right? So by seeing those dashboards, so that you can do, right? So those are the products. Tableau desktop and server are commercial business products. So that means Tableau will, right, generate their revenue only from desktop and server. Remaining everything is for free, right? And Tableau can connect to any source in this world. This is really awesome, fantastic, because I never seen any tool which can connect to this variety of sources. See, connecting to MySQL, Oracle, SQL Server, Hadoop, HANA, these are pretty obvious, right? MongoDB, MonetDB, all these things are pretty obvious. Anybody can do it. What is special? Special here, you see, it can connect to Dropbox, it can connect to Google Sheets, it can connect to OneDrive, right? It can connect to QuickBooks Online, right? So like this, it can connect to variety of data sources. It can connect to spatial file. It can connect to statistical files also, right? So that's specialty about Tableau, right? So it can connect to any data source in this world, including social networking websites. Now, this is what happens in your regular day-to-day life. You'll pull the data from data source. You will develop dashboards in Tableau desktop and you will send them to server. That's all it is. So you will pull the data from here, you will develop here, right, Tableau dashboards or anything, and you will send them to Tableau server. That's what you do. Okay. So apart from that, so we don't do anything else. That's a routine thing. Tableau Public is generally not used in organizations. We don't use Tableau Public in organizations. Why? Because security will be less. Security will be very less, right? So that's why we don't go for Tableau Public. Why? Why? Because anybody who has email ID can log into Tableau Public, right? It's a right provided by Tableau by default. So that's why security will be less. That's why we don't use Tableau Public in organization. But I've seen many companies using it for corporate trainings and various things. Yes, if you want, you can use them. Tableau Reader, I mean, everything is again, right? So you can just see. No, right? No offline, nothing. So you can just see. You cannot even interact. Okay. So you cannot interact. You can save the dashboards and you can open it in Tableau Reader whenever you want. Completely free, right? So we have few drawbacks here, but they are not at all affecting Tableau growth in any way. So they are very simple things which you can overcome manually very easily. So before going to drawbacks, you both have any questions or doubts, Christopher and Sandhya?
No, sir.
Yeah, no, from me too, I'm good.
Okay, good. Now, first one is change management issues. Change management issues means automatic version controlling. So if you see Java, .NET, all these things, whenever you write a code, the latest code will be saved with the latest version number, 10.2.1, 10.2.3, like that. So that, I mean, you will not lose. If you want to roll back to previous versions, you can roll back previous versions of code immediately whenever client asks for it, right? So what you will do, you'll integrate with GitHub, Accurate, such kind of things, and you will maintain version controlling. Tableau doesn't have anything like that because we don't have code, first of all, because it's not complex, right? First of all, if you want to save a dashboard as a different version, you can just give a different number or name to it. That's all it is. Very simple. So if you see here, right, for example, so I want to save a dashboard. See, for example, I saved this dashboard. I wanted to save it in a different version. That means I want to do some changes to it and save it. Very simple. If you just go here and save as, right, it will show you a different name. That's all. So you'll save it as with a different name. So you don't need to write or think too much. So you don't need to do anything advanced, right? So that's why. But you want to completely automate all those things? Yes. You have third-party softwares nowadays introduced only for Tableau. So Intelli software something is there. So like that, I mean, some couple of softwares are there. Nobody is using it. Even I have not used it. But if you want, you can use them. Not a comprehensive solution, right? What is a comprehensive solution? End-to-end solution. That is, for example, you take Microsoft, you take SAP, right? Microsoft, at any point of time you take in the market, they were never top in any single technology, but everybody uses their technology at one point or the other. That's a comprehensive solution. They will force you to use it at some point or the other, right? So they will say that if you want to use, I mean, any software, right? We need only database, for example. SQL Server is good. Many companies are using it. What they will tell you, if we use Tableau, if you get any compatibility, we will not support. They will say, go for Power BI. We will give it for free. Since you're already using MSBI, we will give 6 months for free on Power BI. Right? Such kind of advantages will not be there because Tableau is a small company. They are just upcoming, right? So that kind of comprehensive solutions are not there. So now, so nothing for free, right? So advanced predictive analytical capabilities are there in Tableau now with 10 version. So you can write correlations, covariances, all those formulas, or you can write script functions also. You just need to integrate with R, which is open source, without investing anything. You can just write, so integrate with R and you can start writing formulas, advanced modeling techniques also you can write. We have trigonometry functions also in Tableau so that you can write advanced modeling techniques. So that's not a problem. You can do it, but I never did it. So you can still do it. Customization integration with other apps and social media integration, nobody will do it. That means you cannot open a dashboard from a WhatsApp. You cannot open a dashboard from Facebook. If you can do that, they'll lose their license, right? Tableau. So they will lose their amount. So that means they are losing their market or revenue. So they will not do it. Nobody will do it. Tableau also will not do it. Functionality for scheduling is available only for admin in Tableau. Only admin can create the schedule. Developer cannot create the schedule. Admin only can create the schedule. Developer can use the schedule. Developer cannot create the schedule. Why? Tableau has done that wantedly to increase the scope of admin role in a day-to-day life. What happened? Many companies, Tableau admin is also drag and drop mostly. So you don't need to learn advanced Unix scripts or anything to migrate all that. What happened? People, they gave admin permission only to developers also. They're asking only one person to do both admin and developer jobs, right? So to increase the scope of admin role in a day-to-day life, so that companies will have a separate admin role, right? So that's why they gave that option of creating schedule only for admin. So without admin, you cannot create a schedule, right? But again, what companies will do, they'll just give different user ID or different name. That's all, right? They'll give the permission to that one to developer only again. The developer can create this. So that's how it is. That's how industry is. Anyway, so the developer can only use the schedule. Okay, so that's how it is. So now, any questions or doubts? So prerequisites, regarding prerequisites, Sandhya, there is no coding in Tableau. Okay, if there is a coding, right, so then I would have told you to learn SQL. But if you learn SQL, it is always good. SQL is a pretty much basic thing for all B2s. So, right. So that's why no need of learning. But if you learn SQL, it is always good. That's what I tell you. Okay. Not only now, even in future, 5 years, 10 years down the line, if you learn SQL, it is always good. You'll understand the basics very easily.
Okay.
But basic SQL is enough. Just to select from all that. So you can go to W3 schools or anywhere you can learn. Or I'm teaching SQL also after this class. So if you want to sit in that one, you can sit and learn SQL. Or you can learn.
Like they're just expecting me, to handle permissions on server side, and also it is not only like creating, but I need to configure on the server side as well. So I don't know if that is being taken care of in this training.
Okay. Now, so
that is,
we will see all those things. We'll see different scenarios, how to develop sets, groups, right? So why we should go for sets only, not groups. So all those things I'll tell you practically, no theoretical. I'll not use any PPT. That's all. That's the last PPT we see.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Yeah,
now that's it. Okay, good guys. Every class will be recorded. Just now I recorded this demo, right? So similarly, every class will be recorded and it will be converted like this. So to videos, and I'll upload that to Google Drive and share with you. Okay, everything will be recorded like this. Okay. Okay, good then. So if you don't have anything, right? So we can stop here. So you can write contact your corresponding organization. Sandhya, I will talk to you. So and we can proceed from there. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Christopher. Thanks, Sandhya, for joining. So thank you. So we can start immediately. So as soon as you are ready, we will start, irrespective of Saturday or Sunday. Okay. So whenever you are ready. So let me know your comfortable timing. So we'll proceed. Okay.
So he will talk with you. Okay, my husband will talk with you. Okay.
Yeah, I will talk. Okay.
Bye.
Okay. Thank you then. Bye.
Bye.
Anything, Dhirendra? Organizer? Nothing, right? I can leave.
Sure. All right.
Okay. Bye.